Have you heard about randomizers? For those who haven't, a randomizer is essentially a mod for a certain game that randomizes many different elements. One of my simple pleasures is Zelda speedruns, mainly Ocarina of Time due to my deep nostalgic bond with that game. It was one of the first games I remember playing, and everything about it, from sound effects to the music, just brings me back to a younger, simpler time in my life. A few years back, speedrunners began messing around with randomizers as an extra challenge when running that game. It began with items. Every item in the game was placed in a pool and randomly assigned to a random chest, changing how you tackled the game. In Zelda, each dungeon acts as a puzzle box. You need to acquire certain items in that box to gain access to the next section. Essentially, what randomizers do is turn the entire game into a puzzle box that tests both your knowledge of the game and talent for how to execute efficiently. It also turns the game into sort of a scavenger hunt as players scour every inch of the game in search of useful items. What makes this so entertaining to watch is when speedrunners give it a go. With all their tricks and glitch knowledge and straight up abuse of the game and its mechanics, it's like you're watching a magic show when they play. As randomizers got more popular, they got more advanced. They started adding rule sets. You had a glitchless category, meaning you didn't need to know how to wrong warp or weird shot or bomb hover to complete the run. The randomizer has an internal logic built in, meaning you wouldn't hit a dead end. On the other hand, you have glitched logic, which means all bets were off when it comes to glitches, though the game still wouldn't soft lock you out if you weren't able to find the right item. Then you had no logic, which means anything goes. Everything could be everywhere, and a run could very easily be unbeatable. An example of this would be if you only got the Megaton Hammer after beating Volvagia, as this item is required to beat that boss. Now, this is a very simple overview, and the randomizer mod can get much deeper. Now, we're seeing these randomizers go off the wall. In the case of Ocarina of Time, just about everything can be randomized. Your tunic color, magic color, heart color, low health sound, which can be pretty funny sometimes, Navi sounds, overworld music, shop items, Skulltula tokens, dungeon keys, and maybe the most interesting inclusion since the introduction of the randomizer itself: entrances. Basically, every time Link enters a loading zone, be it literally leaving your house at the very beginning of the game, and any house for that matter, entering a shop, walking into Castletown, Zora's River, Death Mountain, or any grotto, means the game will spit you out anywhere. As I said before, when you get a speedrunner who knows this game inside and out, take ZFG for example, watching them navigate this game is a spectacle to watch. It's not just Ocarina of Time that now have randomizers. I've seen some for Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Metroid, Super Mario Odyssey, and it's just a fascinating thing to witness. I would love to see game devs actually implement a randomizer mode into their games. Imagine Resident Evil 8 or something, have it be an unlockable game mode after you beat the game. This could add great replay value in a old school sense, without having to rely on multiplayer or some other form of overly monetized, online prioritized game mode that a lot of modern games rely on nowadays to keep their games fresh. The problem with this is it isn't very monetizable, meaning it's unlikely we would see this come to fruition. But it would be cool to see the mainstream game industry embrace this type of gameplay. Look, do yourself a favor, go watch someone run a randomizer. Whether it be ZFG or Old Days Gaming or Linkus 7, I promise you won't be disappointed. Or, if you're brave enough, go try one for yourself.